Emily's brother, Miles. I have quite a tendency to get emotional during speeches, and when you factor in how much I love my sister, this is gonna get downright awkward. So hopefully you'll have a nice beverage in front of you, and when it gets uncomfortable, just fight through it with me. So when my sister was 16, she only wanted one gift. It wasn't a new car, it wasn't a driver's license. She wanted a lock for her bedroom door, a lock to keep me out. To make it worse, my parents made me pay for it, the little money I had. But it wasn't always like that. Growing up, we shared the same room. We had two twin beds, one on each side, and every night she would take me on these fantastical journeys, these stories. My sister, my older sister, had this incredible ability. She could talk to Santa and Rudolph in the middle of the year. They'd come visit us, and she'd rat-a-tap-tap against the wall, and they would talk back and forth. And they would tell her what an incredible child she was, what incredible gift she was going to get, and they also let her know a little secret, that her brother wasn't going to get anything, because he was a bad brother. And I sit there and go, gotta be a better brother. So very well played. And then right before bed, she'd say, I love you, and I would be on cloud 9. Until the next morning, she'd wake me up, shaking me, saying, have you looked at the calendar, Miles? So I ran over to the monthly calendar hanging on the wall, and there on the day, it said, Miles' real father is Saddam Hussein. I looked at her, horrified, and she goes, I know. I thought Daddy was your dad too. So I do what I do best, I cried, and you can only imagine the trauma I experienced a week later when I found out that actually Michael Jackson was my real father. As the years went by, my bed moved next door, and I was faced with a predicament. Do I go to bed and listen to every creepy sound in the house, think it's a burglar, or do I go next door where my best friend was and hang out with her? So I go next door, hang out at the foot of her bed, and eventually she'd say, okay, Miles, come up. And I crawl into bed, and I was trained. I went into the crevice formed by the wall and the mattress, and I jammed myself in. I was not allowed to touch the mattress, and if I held my breath and I was still long enough, she'd start to open up. And she would tell me about, her classes, what she wanted to do. She'd tell me about even the little Jolly Ranchers she had that she was saving for her finals. My sister was my best friend, but at this moment she started showing me what it was to set a goal, what it was to put yourself out there and try to achieve it. She became my role model. Oh, here it comes. So it stayed that way all through my childhood until our senior year when she was 3 months away from going to college. She set her mind on Stanford, and of course she got it. She's going to Stanford, and she called me into her room and she said, Miles, you're almost 6 feet tall, you're a lot bigger than me. The fact that you want to sleep with me every night in our bed is getting downright creepy. You need to sleep in your own bed. So I went into my room, I grabbed the mattress off my bed frame, carried it over across the hallway, dropped it on her floor, and she said, one night. I talked her into 2, and then I slept there for 3 straight months. I was not going to let one night go by before she left. Over the next decade, my sister went to college, then came back to Sacramento. I went off to college. I met my college sweetheart, Mben. We moved to Los Angeles, and then M soon followed in Los Angeles. And Mben and I realized we needed a bigger place, not a 1-bedroom. We needed a roommate. I knew just the person. So I sat down MT and I made a pitch, and I think she, knowing that I would stick to my own bed with Mben, she signed on. For 4 years we lived together. It was absolutely awesome, me and the Emilys. And I still remember I got engaged to Mben. We had our engagement party, and Reese Short, who's here tonight, there he is. Yes, sir, stand up, my man. He came up to me and said, Miles, you finally don't need to live with your sister anymore. And I said, why would I not live with her? And he laughed. It was not a joke. All through our engagement, we lived together. Even after we got married, we lived together. I don't know who blinked first, but eventually she did move out. And then our lives changed, and this is where it starts going waterworks. My life changed. My wife was diagnosed with cancer. So we didn't know what it was at first. It was an X-ray, it was a lump. We knew it was bad though. And the first person to come over was MTech. All right, she comes over and she goes, I reached out to my social network, and the best place for you guys is City of Hope. I have an appointment with the head oncologist. You'll be good. So over the next week, we had a myriad of tests, and the prognosis got worse and worse. The next thing we know, we're looking at stage 4 lung cancer. So we're back in our living room. We're just scared. We're I got a long ways to go too. So we're just scared, and we don't know what to do. We're exhausted, and I get a text message from Emily. She says, I'll be over 9 a.m. tomorrow. We have a conference call with the president of the Bonnie J. Dario Lung Cancer Foundation. She had reached out to them, She had taught the president, who was on her own family vacation, to set aside an hour to talk to us about Emily's case and the strategies that were to go next. Once again, my sister was showing me what to do. Role model. After that phone call, I had hope, and I was ready to fight for my wife. That would have been enough, but my sister is not an underachiever. So she got an invitation to a wedding from the O'Malley side, Deirdre and Carlos, out in Jersey City. And she realized the close proximity Jersey City is to New York City, where a cutting-edge surgeon was, Dr. Raja Flores, who we were very interested in. So she called and she set up a patient consultation meeting for that weekend she was there, using the fact that her name is Emily Taylor, the same as my wife, Emily Taylor. So she goes back for the wedding, she finds a couple hours, jumps in an Uber, heads to the city, and the admin staff goes, "Oh, you're the sister-in-law? You're not the patient, we can't let you meet." You do not stop Emily when she's determined. She got that appointment with a surgeon, and she taught Dr. Raja Flores, who was not even with the actual patient, that he should perform surgery on my wife. My wife, who has inoperable, quote, inoperable, incurable lung cancer. And Ted, you're one of the main reasons my wife's alive. And one main, punch this one out. And one of the main reasons you are earning it. So thank you. I think for many in this room, you have found my family's involvement / obsession with my sister's seemingly never-ending search for Mr. Right to be downright absurd. I have to agree it was probably not the most healthy thing, Emily, I apologize. But for any of you who have been fortunate enough to be a part of Emily's inner circle, I think many of us are, you know firsthand the love, the generosity, the kindness, the fight that she gives to those that she cares about. And that she deserves nothing less than Mr. Right. In Matt, she has found someone who respects her intelligence and matches it with his own. Someone who appreciates her devotion to family, and he too is so caring of his family. She has found someone who appreciates her humor, and we hope that he calms that down a little bit. But most importantly, she has found someone in Matt who not only sees the beauty that she is on the outside, but the incredibly beautiful, quirky, lovable person she is on the inside. And for that, he is her Mr. Right. So Matt, welcome to the family. Tonight, when I crawl into bed, you will barely notice I'm there, I promise. Emily, you have no idea the impact you've had on my life, how much I love you, admire you, and respect you. I am so happy for you. Congratulations, sis.
The funny, serious, and my goodness, what a great speech. Guys, round of applause for Miles, everybody.